And when you look at people for subjective well-being in poorer countries, there's often people who are happier on average than us in the US. And so I think I reframe it as like, well, what problem are we solving? And so if it's like, well, I'm worried about AI. Is it going to take my job? And will I lose all the money? It's like, well, you'll probably be just about as happy and unhappy as you are right now, because all of those things presuppose a single assumption, which is that your circumstances dictate your mood or your happiness. And so if, and you, all you have to do is listen to, anybody who's made lots of money, whatever the thing is for you, they got the Grammy, they made the movie, that whatever it is, right? They all get there and they're like, it didn't make me any happier.
Yeah,
right?
Didn't change a thing.
And so we ask these questions about what if all these circumstances change, but it has an underlying assumption that because the circumstances change, I'm going to become less happy. And that's what our fear comes from. But if we disconnect our circumstances, because if Viktor Frankl in the Holocaust, and I think about these examples because like I try and think of hypothetical extremes, or like the millions of people who've been slaves in general, across countries, across time periods, they all somehow actually managed to have kids, survive, and keep doing it. And don't get me wrong, I'm saying it's horrible, but I use it as an example of how bad circumstances can be, and yet humans continue to survive. And so the problem mind, right, will always find new things to look at because it wants to keep you alive, right? Because that's its objective, but it doesn't want to keep you happy. And so if we can just simply break the connection of the underlying assumption that whatever happens, whether it's the dollar or the yen or AI takes over the world, because I genuinely think, I'm like, well, if AI takes completely over everything, I'm like, then my 401k doesn't matter too much. Right? Yeah. So like, I worry about these things that in the hypothetical extreme that I'm also worried about wouldn't matter. And in my opinion, I'll probably be just as happy or as unhappy as I am right now, or as I have evolved in my awareness, which will be disconnected from outside circumstance. And so that's
why I asked you, because I know so many times that we've had conversations, you have mental models or a framework around certain thinking, because that is so powerful. Thinking about the worst case scenario, and if that actually did happen, would you be happier or less happy? And the fact of the matter is, I don't think it changes at all.